Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm saying that too much. I got to come up with a new introduction phrase rather. Okay, so as promised yesterday, I said I would go into the El Ninos deeper. So today we're gonna take a look at our Jamstick El Nino for this winter. Um, Going to winter. Here's our sea surface anomalies implying the El Nino. So again, I gotta check this Mordecai forecast because it doesn't look Mordecai, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. So you see the El Nino here, and a Mordecai is when you get the waters in the Central Pacific warm, like all meshed together. Does it look like that? It doesn't look like that to me. So as you can see, it looks like the hottest parts in the east. I mean, I don't see it. I just don't. Maybe slightly. It honestly looks like it slightly, but the fact that this site is forecasting a Mordecai very strongly. Let's look at that. Enough talking. Let's look at the facts. So here we have the Mordecai index, okay? So again, they're forecasting it one deviation above normal. It's kind of misleading on the scale, I guess, because it looks like it's off the charts almost. Now, one thing that is true, ENSO 3.4 is off the charts, and that's where you want the Mordecai, so this makes sense that they're both high, because when you get a Mordecai, you get ENSO 3.4 hot and higher, and Nino's ENSO 1.2 is lower, meaning cooler temperatures. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you an example of a classic Mordecai winter, just so you guys can get a better picture of what all I'm talking about here. El Nino Mordecai. Can I say Modiki? I'm tired of saying Mordecai. It doesn't sit right well with me. Kidding. Well, not really, but Mordecai 2009, 2010. Okay, so here's a Mordecai El Nino. Let's look at this buster. It wasn't a buster because this winter was a very bad one, so it didn't bust by any means. But trying to get a picture of this somewhere. There's got to be plenty, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, the wonderful thing about Google is it has too many pictures. Okay, this will work. This will work on this image right here. So, Mordecai. This is a Mordecai. You get the waters clearly warmer in the Central Pacific, clearly cooler in the Eastern and Western. And this does not look like a Mordecai. I don't know what's going on with that model. I just don't know. But this is what a Mordecai would and should look like. You get your warm waters here in the central. And again, it's cooler to the west and east, which is a beautiful setup for the winter. And again, I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't look like that this winter. It's just not looking like it so far. So far in June, or I'm sorry, July. We still have August, September, October, November to go. We have plenty of time to think about winter and just kind of forecast it before it comes. So, all right, I want to take you through a couple of notes. Europe is baking right now in the heat because there's a lot of ocean heat on over there. The ocean's baking in a way I've never seen before, at least. Cool's week 5. Okay, so the whole summer isn't gonna bake. If you're in Europe, which you might be subscriber from Europe, most of my subscribers are from the USA, I believe, but you got some cooling heading your direction, which is good for a lot of things. Never want it too hot for too long. It's not a good thing. Heat waves, that is. Main topic. What did I write here? I can't read my writing. I'm sorry. But I can read this. I did say I would go deeper with my El Nino forecast, so let's continue on with that in this winter hint. So again, we got the Mordecai forecasted. We're going to switch over to Weatherbell's models now. And kind of compare. So you saw the Jamstick, which is basically giving us a strong El Nino. I wouldn't say it's a super El Nino, but let's take a look at. One thing I almost forgot: European weeklies to show everyone. I don't know why I thought I had to show one subscriber the Euro weeklies. Just wasn't thinking, I guess. All right, so let's look at the Euro seasonal rather, not the weeklies. And here we go. Here's the Euro seasonal. as the subscriber recommended. And here you all go, all my subscribers. Let's take a look at our temperatures month by month. And we're going to start here in July. This is our July temperatures. We're just baking summer. I kind of think that's going to be true too. I don't know. August looks baked. September baked. October baked north. November baked, well, baked everywhere on the northern coast of the USA, but cooling in the south. Starting to, but then December heads warm, baking again. January tries to get some cooling troughing in there. So again, the Euro seasonal is showing a very warm look to winter yeah, it is. It's showing a very, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to give you guys the whole facts here. But let's take a look at our precip, because that's something I said we dive deeper into. We're going to take a look at our monthly precip. So again, here's January, and as the subscriber also said, this would likely be mostly rain, unless you get a cutter system that kind of gets that cold right into the precip. You got to kind of squeeze one in there to get that, because it's going to be warm. A lot of rain for the California region. Mountain snows there definitely in January, but here's December. Again, just not looking like an active pattern in terms of at least the Midwest. You got your East Coast rain there. So this is, again, our Euro seasonal. Let's take a look at our Canadian. That's one we always are going to look at, as a few of my subscribers mentioned. The Canadian, we always want to check that out. So here's our Canadian temperatures, much different. July is cool. August is cold. September is kind of cold. October is neutral. November is neutral. December, chilly. January, pretty cold. February is chilly, cold. March, okay, so we're not going to go past winter. We don't want to do spring and a winter update. That doesn't sit well with me. So anyways, this is our coldest month based off the Canadian. And what I now want to do is I want to look at our precip off the Canadian, because you saw where the cold is. It's mainly in the central USA. So if we can get some precip in the central USA, we're in good game in terms of the Canadian model, in terms of snow. So let's look at our precip for the month. Unfortunately, it's not lining up where the cold is. That subtropical jet's kicking in with the El Nino for January. December, much of the same. February there, we're finally kicking it. We're kicking it to the central part of the USA, kicking back some moisture there. February could be a snowy month. Now January is a cold month in the Canadian. February is a snowy month, which is based off what I predict off these models. So I might be snap out of this video because I might be running out of time. So if I kind of go off without saying goodbye, my apologies. You'll see me next time. But I do want to look at our CFSV2 seasonal as well. And this will be the last model we look at. And we're going to look at, again, our temperatures for a month-by-month basis. If it goes out to winter, I don't think it does, but okay. It goes out to October. And our precip, just to go out till October because it doesn't go out till winter. Here's our precip. So, again, I gave you guys kind of just the plain, simple truth of like, okay, this winter isn't looking that cold. I'm not going to hide it from you guys. Again, I'm sticking to my guns on my forecast, though, because I'm not just going to switch all around like that and have you guys swayed here and there with the forecast. But, again, just showing you the facts. I want to present the truth of the models and what they're showing. I don't want to, like, sway you guys in any way. It's not very truthful on my part. That wouldn't help you guys out because you wouldn't get accurate information. So, anyways, we have a lot of differences in the models. The one model still hanging on for a cold look to winter is the Canadian. European's kind of very warm, and Jamstick is coming out soon. I'll leave you with that. So when we get the Jamstick out, which will come out within the next week or two, probably next week, let's do an update on that. But in the meantime, this is Tyler's World of Weather. I got 5 seconds to sign off. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care.